Stand by.
Remove legal. And cue logo.
Like before you got there?
Yeah, we sat down, and before we even sipped out of our martinis, just spilled it all over her lap, and that's when I knew she was the one.
Started. Okay, we are on.
We'll be providing more information about a massive safety recall of some common product you probably have lying around the house or are using at this very moment.
See, then come on down to Uncharted Steaks, the restaurant for today's modern explorer. We take only the finest steaks and hide them in the restaurant. It's your job to find these steaks and...
Okay, we've got one contestant. Let's get moving, people.
30 seconds to air.
No, it is. I've got a contestant hunkering for a game.
We're almost at places. 10 seconds.
Be careful out there.
Test rumble.
Now. If you don't have a hammer, press 4.
6.
If you don't have a backyard,
5.
press 5.
Okay, fade to black.
Press 6.
3.
If you're just calling to annoy us, please wait for the beep, then hang up.
This is Cookie, and I received a huge settlement after my bumper car accident. One player. All right, this is going to be a party. And the wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Doomsday Devices Limited. Forget the black market. Buy your Doomsday device from a federally regulated limited liability company.
All right, let's get this party started. Right off the bat, border control. If there were a Borders bookstore located at every mile marker on the U.S.-Canada border, how many of the bookstores would there be? 2,505 bookstores, 3,755 bookstores, 5,525 bookstores, or 8,125 bookstores? Watch the clock. As the largest country border in the world, the United States-Canada line stretches out to 5,525 miles. I'm sure it would lead to an all-out war between the two nations when Canada sees how much more expensive their books are. Yeah! American bookstores! Woohoo! And on its way, Looney Spew. So this kid brought a Pez dispenser to the studio the other day. You know, if you think about it, it's a pretty disturbing toy. Essentially, the character is regurgitating its food for you to enjoy. Based on natural feeding habits, which Pez dispenser character would be okay with regurgitating its food to feed its young? Yosemite Sam, Bugs Bunny, Tweety Bird, or Sylvester the Cat? Not only do birds regurgitate food to feed their young, but to impress a potential suitor as well. So the Tweety Pez dispenser is completely natural, if you're a bird. Next up, Pleasant Dream on Elm Street. What would be the title of the newest Freddy Krueger film if it were based on the viral internet video Battle at Krueger? Freddy versus Flamethrower versus Grenades, Freddy versus Water Buffalo versus Lions, Freddy versus Fire Ants versus Ladybugs, or Freddy versus Water Balloons versus Garden Hose. Watch your clock. Correct answer, show yourself. Battle at Krueger, an amateur video shot at Kruger National Park in South Africa, shows a confrontation between water buffalo and lions, and technically one crocodile too. That movie would be okay, but I'm holding out for Freddy versus Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Everybody quattro, hey!
Up next, meet me on the asparagus green, and it's a this or that. I'm going to read off a list of 7 names. For each one, tell me if it's one of the top 100 U.S. golf courses according to golf.com, or a Crayola crayon color. If it's a golf course, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a crayon, Press right on your plus control pad. For each correct answer, you get an oversized check for $300. Get one wrong, and I use my crayons to draw obscene things on your face. And you got 30 seconds. Don't miss your tea time. Alrighty then, here it comes. Mountain Meadow, Caribbean Green, Bethpage Black, Tumbleweed, Ocean Forest, Beech Tree, Old Sandwich, 4! Oh, sorry, I was just yelling what I think your IQ is. I actually don't know why Crayola doesn't sponsor more golfers. Have you seen some of these pants? I mean, if anyone is promoting the wild use of weird and unmatched colors, it's definitely golfers.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Say hello to pita chips. If PETA had a potluck, what would be an acceptable dish to bring? Man of the Woods, blood pudding, Rocky Mountain oysters, or pickled duck feet? Oh, balls. Want to see the answer? PETA is an animal rights organization that promotes vegetarian living, among other things. Hen of the Woods is a type of mushroom, and thus an acceptable addition to any PETA party. But if I ever get invited to a PETA potluck, I know what I'm bringing: a zebra carcass. That's all we got for round 1. And you should be very proud of that score, because I'm not. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And keep in mind, the wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting for you. Let's keep going. Here we have, I travel through time all the time. Suppose the time traveler's wife received a letter from her husband stating, watching a hover car parade for Lincoln's birthday. What would the postmark on the letter be? December 21st, 2012, June 11th, 2021, May 5th, 2066, or February 12th, 2086. Watch how easy this is. Every year we celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday on February 12th, just as we will in the year 2086. And in the year 2086, I'm going to be celebrating nothing, because I'll be dead. That's the end of the Mayan calendar, which some people think is Doomsday. And hey, speaking of Doomsdays, you're doomed to win a brand new, fully functional Doomsday device from the great folks at Doomsday Devices Limited. The world will kneel before your terrifying power with a Doomsday device from Doomsday Devices Limited. This wrong answer of the game comes with a bundle of cash worth $8,000. Congratulations.
Question 7.
Take a good look at I Want to Be a Real Sport. If Jiminy Cricket is holding a bat to protect Pinocchio in a game of cricket, what piece of equipment has Pinocchio been made into? A wicket in overalls, a pitch with a long nose, a return crease wearing a bow tie, or a snitch with rosy cheeks? Not even a guess? That's pretty lame. You should have guessed this. In cricket, the batter hits a ball to score runs, but also in order to protect the wicket, which is made of 3 wooden stumps stuck in the ground. It's too bad Pinocchio became a real boy. It's going to be much more gruesome when he's cut in half to determine his age.
Plucking chickens, picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
How about, she blinded me with science and scissors? I'd like to dedicate this next question to my high school chemistry teacher, Mr. Metter. You never gave up on me, and you never stopped pushing me to see the practical applications of chemistry. Say a chemistry teacher dies a horrible death and goes to hell. How might he describe the torturous fire and brimstone? Fire plus BR equals hell, fire plus B equals hell, fire plus HE equals hell, or fire plus S equals hell? A classic depiction of hell is a place of fire and brimstone. And what the hell is brimstone? It's sulfur, represented on the periodic table by the letter S. And why do I know that? Because Mr. Metter wouldn't stop pushing me to see the practical applications of chemistry, even though I didn't care. Get off my back, Mr. Metter.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not nine.
May I introduce a tall ordering. Order up.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
Okay, I'm handing out 999 extra bucks for a correct answer. Oh, what the heck? Let's make it an even 1,000. Put these landmarks in order from tallest to shortest. Seattle's Space Needle, the St. Louis Arch, the Washington Monument. Space Needle, St. Louis Arch, Washington Monument, St. Louis Arch, Space Needle, Washington Monument, Washington Monument, St. Louis Arch, Space Needle, or Space Needle, Washington Monument, St. Louis Arch. The St. Louis Arch, technically the Gateway Arch, is 630 feet tall. The Space Needle in Seattle is 605 feet tall, and the Washington Monument stands erect at a mere 555 feet tall or so. That just earned you an extra 1,000 bucks. But in the winter, the Washington Monument usually doesn't get much taller than 355 feet.
Hold me, never let me go. Am I dreaming?
Here's one for you. That outfit is so last question. Fashionably speaking, which character could wear their outfit after Labor Day? Colonel Sanders, the icy polar bear, Mr. Clean, or Flo, the insurance girl? Are you insured for trivia-related accidents? Why didn't you pick this? People who care about these things say you shouldn't wear white after Labor Day. And even though his body is white, the icy polar bear wears an adorable red sweater. They say if a polar bear reveals itself to you in the wild, it's ready to attack. They also say if a polar bear is wearing a tight red sweater, it just mauled an emo kid. Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see two clues that match, press your A button. 4,000 big ones if you're right, but if you're wrong, you lose 4,000. And most importantly, remember the clue. It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Contain yourself. Where are these things contained? Good luck. That's the game! My horoscope said this would be a very uneventful day. It said I would meet nobody of any particular note, and nothing that happened today would have an impact, positive or negative, on the rest of my life. Yeah, they pretty much nailed it.
You don't know Jack!
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
Okay, keep me a piece if you'd like to engage in another tourniquet of whiz.
Monica, I have cherished every day I've spent with you. You are the love of my life. Will you marry me?
Oh, Charles, of course. And what a unique ring. Is that a...
Gallstone? Yes, it's mine. I wanted to give you something symbolic of my love for you, so I had the hardened excess bile that my gallbladder produced forged into your ring.
How romantic. It's perfect. And you're perfect. I would have had a lot of gall to say no.
On the contrary, love. On the contrary. Seriously, though, that gallstone was one of the most painful things I've ever experienced.
The You've Got Gallstone Jewelers. When giving her a piece of your heart isn't enough.
Hello, I'm Nick Bear, and I'm not here to sell you anything. I used my own money to buy some advertising time to let the world know that I hate Jeff Hansen. This isn't a tricky sales ploy or a joke. Seriously, Jeff Hansen of Chicago, Illinois is a real person and a jerk, and I really hate him. A lot. I am not a rich man. This commercial's expensive and is taking most of the money that I would use to send my children to college. But if it makes any of you understand just how much I hate Jeff Hansen, who is a real person who works in Chicago and lives in Evanston, has brown hair and is about 6'4", then it will be worth it. If I have one hope, it is that spending my entire life savings in these scary economic times will burn the name Jeff Hansen into your brain, so that if you ever had the misfortune of actually meeting him, you will remember just how deeply and totally I hate this man, and take it as a warning to steer clear. Thank you for listening, unless you happen to be Jeff Hansen, in which case, you, sir.
Your child is the most precious thing in your life.
Mama loves you so much, Eric.
And as a parent, you wish you could protect your innocent baby from this cruel world forever. Unfortunately, the real world is out there waiting for them.
You didn't make the squad, kid. You throw like a girl.
It's not you, Eric. It's me.
You're fired.
But for now, you can still protect him with the No Surprise Jack in the Box. Hey there, excuse me, but I'm gonna pop out of this box soon. I don't mean to alarm you, but I will be popping out in about 5 seconds or so please prepare yourself. Again, I don't want to scare you, but I'm coming out in just a sec. And here I am, as promised, on time. This was fun. The No Surprise Jack in the Box from the No Surprise Jack in the Box company, because there are enough surprises in the world.
And now, greatest moments in driving history.
Oh man, I love this song. If only there were a way to let drivers around me know that I love this song. Ah, too bad you can't hear anything from outside these stupid rolled up windows. Wait a minute, what if I...
This has been another installment of Greatest Moments in Driving History.
Did you know that 12 cups of raw spinach has as much sodium as an order of French fries at McDonald's?
Did you say as much sodium as French fries?
And that 54 cups of spinach has just as many calories?
As many calories as French fries?
Makes you think twice about eating spinach, doesn't it?
Yes.
Spinach. Is it really strong to the finish? Vote no on Proposition 14H and keep spinach and other vegetables out of our schools.
When is a pickle not a pickle? Find out tonight.
Do my bangs look better swept this way or that way? Probably that way. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This exchange has been brought to you by the Council for Overheard Doing Conversation.
Pretty good, Bill.
Wish I could say the same for you there.
What? Oh, man, I must have splashed some water when I was washing my hands.
Don't feel bad.